I got to get something. I got to get your top 5 game rules, right? So your
All
five
right.
game rules that you think that you believe that men should apply or that you apply to your own life. The top 5 rules and why.
Right.
Let's get it.
Yeah, so I say number one, definitely I say be yourself. I think that's very underrated. I think people think that's the like sometimes people say that's the most goofiest advice, but this is what I say. The reason why it sounds like goofy advice is because most people aren't really being themselves, even though they think they are. But if you truly were being yourself, right, then you'd actually get better results. You'll get more of what you want, and you'll actually get more success. Because what'll happen is that if you're truly being yourself, what you'll do is you'll really go after what you want, and therefore you'll put yourself in alignment with what you actually want to attract, and then you'll start attracting that type of woman and that type of person, right? So that's number one. I say is be yourself. Number two game rule I say is don't let pussy control you. So I think a lot of times what happens is that you have guys out there who are so thirsty for sex because they're not getting sex that what they'll do is that they'll run into women who have more game than them, and the women will start running those guys because those guys are letting the pussy control them. So a woman will, say certain things or do certain things and have the guy follow her because he's controlled by the pussy. So he'll end up doing things that he would never do. He'll get out of character. He'll start making moves based off of her, and that's because he's letting the pussy control him. So I would say that a guy has to always make sure he's in control of himself, regardless of the woman that he's dealing with, the vagina that's there, how horny he is. He has to make sure that he's making the decision based off of his own principles and standards, and not letting the vagina control his situation. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Now, the third game rule I would say is to be self-aware. Now, what does that mean? Being self-aware is understanding yourself and understanding yourself in relation to everyone else, right? So there's a lot of guys who, for example, like let's say if you're a 6'5", muscle-bound type of dude, you know what I'm saying? And let's say you're out here, talking to women or whatever, right? You need to be self-aware and understand that there's going to be certain girls who are going to be interested in you because you're tall. And there's going to be certain girls who might be scared of you because you're tall and have a lot of muscles. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so just understanding that will give you some insight onto why women are reacting to you the way they're reacting to you. Right. You understand? Being self-aware is like you understand, okay, man, I'm getting women who are checking me out because, I dress really well. You understand that that's why they're checking you out, or you look a certain way, or you can understand on the flip side, I'm self-aware, understanding the reason why I'm not getting where I want to go when it comes to the dating game is because I'm not putting in the type of work I need to put in, or, I'm scared of rejection. That's why I'm not approaching. So once you're self-aware, you'll know what your next step should be. You understand? Right. You'll know what you need to improve on. You know what you need to fall back with. You know what you need to do more of. You see what I'm saying? Right. So you got to be very, very self-aware that, like, even myself, like there's times where, for example, like I know that when I deal with certain women, they're sometimes cautious because they're like, oh, you're this player guy. You understand? I understand that happens. I understand that there's certain women who like me because of, physically they like the fact of my dark skin. They're like, oh, it's so chocolatey and all that. I get all that type of stuff all the time. So it's just understanding how that goes down. So that's number 3. Number 4, the fourth game rule is never let anything or anyone shake your confidence, right? So what happens is a lot of times guys, they let their confidence level be dictated by women, by situations, and by circumstances that are happening when they're doing their everyday things. So like they'll let, 1 minute they're feeling good about themselves, thinking they're that dude, they think they're the shit. And then a woman might say, oh, well, I don't like the way you dress, or I don't like your tie, or, oh, you ain't all that, and all this other stuff. So now he's second guessing himself. Right. Or he might be around guys who are, let's say, more financially well off than him, and now he's feeling insecure about his money. You understand? Or he's a guy with a better car than he has, and now he's starting to feel. You see what I'm saying? Like you gotta not make any of these things affect how you feel about yourself, because what happens is that's not real confidence. Real confidence is, or core confidence is, you understand your value, and your value doesn't change no matter what. Meaning that, like a lot of guys, what they'll do is they'll be feeling good about themselves, and then they'll feel bad about themselves after they approach the girl and the girl rejected them. So I always say you should be at a 10 before you approach the girl, you're at a 10 while you're talking to the girl, and you're at a 10 after you talk to the girl, no matter what happens.
Right.
So I always tell guys, don't let any of that stuff shake your confidence, because that's the thing. If you have that core confidence, then you're gonna have a lot of success in the game. You know what I'm saying? And then I say the last game rule that I got here is understanding that the game is about you. You understand? And that's something that my dude Steve Dean always says, and I totally agree with that, is that the game is about you, meaning that you have to make everything that you're doing about you, right? And then therefore what happens is that when you deal with women, the women are following that. They're following your situation and your mission. This is why even when we talk about the word submission, if you break down the word submission, sub means under, and then mission. So she's under the mission, but you have to be the one to set what the mission is. You have the mission statement of who you are, what you're about, what you're trying to do, the direction you're trying to go. And so that's making it about you. And so what happens is that instead of trying to get into a woman's world, you're bringing a woman into your world. You see what I'm saying? And that's when you make the game about you. And that's when not only you're going to benefit, but she's going to benefit. Because when she has a strong, dominant, masculine man who knows what he's about and who's making a game about him and understands where he's trying to go, what happens is that she's going to benefit from being with a guy who's a leader, a guy who's confident, a guy who can guide her. And then that's going to make it even better for her. So it's going to be great for you, and it's going to be great for her if you're making a game about you. So that's what I'll say with that.
Talk gang. I hope y'all wrote that down. Hope y'all wrote that ism down.